Welcome to PNW Prop Stars, the only Seahawks only gambling show in the multiverse. I'm your host, Clinton Bonner, and look who I am here with. This is not a hologram, folks. This is IRL, live from the Hobo Shack. It is Mr. Adam Emmerich, the Montana Seahawker right here. And Wilson, not to leave you out, but sorry, you're over on the East Coast. You're in Princeton still, but you're looking good. You look great. Folks that on YouTube, you got to go see it on YouTube, first of all, because Wilson, what are you sporting for the first time ever? Show the people.
It's the beautiful new throwback jersey. After my mishap trying to get the DK Metcalf jersey earlier, we still came through with a great one. JSN. Might have something to do with my betting this week. We'll see.
I was just about to poke there and be like, are we going to sense a theme? Is this a JSN day that's going to be hitting us with Wilson? Will the Wilson 300 be like, I don't know, JSN for 4 touchdowns? I guess we'll have to find out on PNW Prop Stars. Adam, how you doing, dude?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. It's awesome having you out here in, the wilds of Montana, and get ready to hop in the car and head out to Seattle tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. But what I really enjoy, Clinton, is that we have this moment together, sharing an earbud like we're in 90s high school listening to the Cranberries together. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. 100%, man. I feel more connected to you than ever, which I don't know. It's a good thing because you've lost pretty much every week since we started this show. So,
all right, folks, we're having a blast, as you can tell, because that's what it's all about. Buy 12, sport 12, always. Hey, out on YouTube, make sure you're liking, subscribe to the Seahawkers podcast. PNW Prop Stars is one of 5 shows we do every single week. This one's focused on gambling, as you know. We do the previews, we do the reviews, we do the nooks, we do the crannies, we do the flagship. We do everything on Seahawkers podcast. So raise the hawker up, subscribe, like, do all the things. All right, I'm going to do the thing that I don't want to do, but I got to do it. So I'm going to put it on screen right now. And the winner of last week is right there. It was a Adam Parlay Partay last week, an APP. Wilson, how are you feeling watching this guy next to me? By the way, guys, new and improved crown. That's a different crown from last year. Hopefully,
I like it.
Yeah. It's a little bit more PNW, I think, or Narnia, one of those two things, but they're kind of similar. Wilson, how you feeling seeing that flashed up on the screen? I don't feel great about it.
I'm sick, man. I'm sick, especially to go 0 for 4. That's just a brutal week overall. We're going to have to fix that.
Yeah, so you took the golden sombrero, for 4 bets, 0 for 4, like you said. I went 2 for 3 on the regular bets, as Meatloaf always said. That ain't bad. The Fail Mary is a Sunday rubber for Randy Horner out there anyway. So hey, whatever, that's fine. 2 out of 3 on the regular ones. I was in the money, so I'm happy about that. However, Mr. APP here, he hit some big parlays to take it home. And Adam, maybe there's one you want to dive into a little bit. I bet there probably is.
Oh, man, the parlay party was amazing. I think the one that I'm most proud of is just the Seahawks +7 with the Goff pick. I brought my 10-game sample size to the show last week, and Wilson poo-pooed it, said that that wasn't real science. And, the thing is that it was, because he threw another pick, and it was cool to go up big. I mean, that was fun. The parlay party, it was a success. Fun times had by all. I don't care how bad you guys feel about losing horribly, but I just feel bad for Wilson, man. Like, Jason Myers not just missed field goals, but he kicked you directly in the nuts by doing that, Wilson. That was some bullshit right there. Yeah. It's like, hey, dude, just at least make the chip shot. At least make the chip shot. But no, he does not. All right, so we'll get this off the screen. Never look at it ever again. Congrats. Oh, it's beautiful. God, it's so beautiful. Congrats to Adam. The weight. This is kind of like golf. He won the hole. He has honors. We go through 3 bets, $31, $10 a piece on bet 1, bet 2, bet 3. Fail Mary bet is $1 bet. The last one must be plus 1,200 odds or longer. We call it the Sunday Scratcher. We call it the Sunday Rubber. It's a lot of fun. Bet 1, $10 bet. Adam, where you going? Why you going there? All right. Easy peasy out of the gate. Always try to get an easy one out of the board on the board with my first one. So Carolina Panthers over 1/2 field goal. So 0.5. All they got to do is kick one. It's minus 210. Money in the bank. Never go broke taking a profit. I do think that they're going to have a hard time in the red zone, whether it is Bryce Young or Andy Dalton. That offensive line is just bad. So, yeah. And Piniero's a pretty good kicker. So he's fine. He's fine enough, right? He's out there, and they'll
you could expect the team to stall, hopefully a little bit, right? 30-yard line, attempting 47-yarders, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, hey, Vegas is telling you, you gamble 10, you're getting back, you're making like $4.80 or so, something like that.
476 is what it says.
Not bad. All round up. Not that. It should be easy money on that one. I like getting on the board early. All right, Wilson, any reaction to the easy money there, or do you want to hop on to your bet number one? Dealer's choice.
I'll just hop right into mine. I've been getting burned by the anytime touchdown bets the first 2 weeks. I'm 1 for 8. It's disgusting.
Woof.
Just horrible. So I'm moving away from that this week. I'm instead going to take some yardage bets. So my first one is Kenneth Walker over 63.5 rushing yards at -115.
Okay,
he broke this in week 1. He didn't break it last week, despite the fact that, as the broadcasters were saying, it seemed like he probably ran about 200 yards in that game, even if he only gained 50. But yeah, the Panthers have given up 130 rushing yards or more each of the first 2 weeks against inferior offenses. And basically at that point, you're asking Kenneth Walker, if we get 130, you just need to get half of those. And I like that. So 63.5, it's -115. If I feel comfortable with anything this week, it's definitely that one.
Pretty sound logic. What do you think about the facts and the logic and the reason there?
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought about some Ken Walker bets as well, but he hasn't really got on track for a big game yet this season. And the Panthers front seven is pretty darn good, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty darn good. It
is, but I saw the New Orleans team push him around pretty. I don't know. We shall see.
It's possible, but this iteration of the Seahawks, whether it was last season or this season, it is Geno Smith centric. It is passing game centric. And so I kind of try to stick to some of the passing bets, but we'll see. Look, man, if Ken Walker goes for 75 this week, I will be rooting hard, even though it means a Wilson win. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I get that. If there were Evan Brown props, I would take those, because Evan Brown to me he's been a dog so far. Like what I'm saying. I like the bet. Hopefully, it's also my heart being like, I want K9 to get on track. I want K9 to have the 80-plus day that includes the 20-plus yard single run, like the one that he burst out there. A touchdown from outside the red zone would be lovely. Some of the best moments are like, I don't know, the 27-yard scamper for a touchdown where a dude breaks loose and K9 is known to break loose. So I dig it. All right, my first down bet. Speaking of what I think is, I took easy money and I got a little greedy. So let's see how this plays out. There was a Thielen bet out there, plus 2.5 receptions at -160. And I said, okay. I said, all right, let me just check out the alt bets. So I'm on DraftKings. Then there was one for a Thielen plus 3.5 receptions, and it throttles me to plus 120. So here's the deal, boys. Yes, Andy Dalton might push the ball downfield more than Bryce Young would have. I think that's true. So it's a little bit like, all right, that's a demerit towards this bet. With that, Thielen is still there 1 and kind of there 2, and he's definitely there. Oh, catfish! We gotta throw to somebody on third down guy as well. He really kind of canvases the whole thing there. So Thielen, he gets 4 receptions. I'm sitting there at plus 120 to start. In last week's game, I believe he had 3 receptions in the first 5 throws. So you just got to see, is Bryce Young or is Andy Dalton also locked in like Bryce is, or other dudes even getting open? Is Mingo getting open? Is Chenault getting open? I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that Thielen walks out of Lumen with probably 6 receptions, and I got 120 in the bank. So that's bet 1. All right, we are going to go to Wilson for bet 2. However, quickly for you, anything on Thielen? What you think?
Yeah, I mean, short of the fact that, he's basically a corpse running around out there now, he is their featured wide receiver. And I mean, what was it? You said 3.5 receptions?
Yeah.
That'd be sure. I don't think that's a terrible bet at all. High probability, no doubt.
This is the PPR fantasy bet where they throw the half a yard wide receiver screen twice, and there you go. You're halfway there.
Yeah.
And they will do that. They will exactly do that tomorrow, Sunday. So we'll see it. All right, Wilson, any reaction, or you can hop to bet 2. Your choice, dude.
I think I'm ready to hop right in because I've been itching to get to my JSN bet.
Let's go
this week.
Jersey. Put your money where your jersey is.
Here's the deal. JSN has not been crazy these first 2 weeks. He had 13 yards against the Rams, 34 last week. But I am still going to take him over 33.5 yards, -115. I think the Panthers defense, now that J.C. Horn is on IR as their best corner, is significantly weakened. I think the Seahawks are not going to have a hard time moving the ball, and just this is his time to get involved. He's vastly improved over his week 1 performance last week, and I would be surprised to see that regress.
Yeah, Adam and I were talking last night at a different Seahawks podcast. They were really kind of like really down on, I can't believe JSN started this way. And I was like, well, is it really that odd to think with a team with DK and Tyler, and then you lose your 2 tackles, so you go to 12 and 13 personnel? Is it that difficult to think that, he's not going to be out there like Zay Flowers? He doesn't need to be Zay Flowers for this team to be highly effective and grow a little bit differently than those players will have a chance to grow. So, Adam, do you think he gets over the 33.5, though, is the question?
I think it's as good as chance as any this week, mainly because I do think that whether it's Andy Dalton or Bryce Young, I think the Panthers offense is going to struggle, which means that the defense is going to get off the field, which means the offense is going to have the ball more possessions, more opportunities to wing it around. And if I were to run the ball or throw the ball against this Panthers D, I'd probably err towards throwing the football. I mean, the secondary is okay. They're not terrible, but they're not great either. And I think JSN will have his opportunities in this game and probably look pretty good. So I like it. I think that's a solid one.
Well, the way I'd like to see it happen too, Wilson, if I could be so picky and discriminate about it, is I'd love to see a large yak play, because we haven't quite seen that yet. We've seen some drags. We've seen some, of course, outs.
Wait, he's a Seattle receiver, right?
Who's the drag play?
Yeah, we don't do yak. Oh. That's not what we do. I don't know. What team have you been watching?
Yeah. Well, that's maybe why I want a little bit of yak. So, all right. That sounds good.
You've been watching too much Puka Nakua, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Don't catch a case of the Pukas, man.
Let's move on, shall we? All right. So I'm back to the top. That goes to me now for bet number 2. Okay. So I am loving what I'm seeing of Seattle, especially last game, being like, okay, we get within the red zone, and especially what they call the green zone, 10 yards and in, and it's still Kenneth Walker time. Loved it last week. Loved seeing K9 score 2. Their dedication to him, pass blocking, just on the field for more snaps, rolling in Charbonnet and decreasing DJ. I like it because I think it puts the more talented people out there. So with that, that's my recipe for K9 to score a touchdown. That was a minus bet. But then I throttled that with a little parlay. Learned it from this guy right here. Parlay Seattle over 19.5. So 20 or more points. I think we're scoring 3 touchdowns, at least 2 and some field goals. I hope. And I'm at plus 120 again. So kind of gravitating to 120. It's when you parlay, when you're like, all right, I think these 2 things will happen. They're both minuses. I get to 120. K9 touchdown. Seattle will score basically 20 or more. And I'm in the money. I like it. But Wilson, what do you think first before I pass it to Adam?
Yeah, that feels really solid sound to me. Good number on that as well.
Nice. What about yourself?
Yeah, they did seem to get Ken Walker in the end zone a lot more often this week this last week against the Lions, and that looked nice. And that was good to see them actually run the ball in the red zone and have some success. I'd love to see him continue it. So yeah, betting on that. That feels pretty good.
Yes, we got live phone calls in the studio. This is nice. This is great. Does it come through the audio for the recording?
I don't know.
I hope it does.
I didn't know there was a phone call.
You can hit decline with the mouse right after it goes away.
I would just call it out. I love it.
Yeah.
We got people calling the studio. That's
absolutely
a live show.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
They see us in the Hobo Shack. Like,
Wells Fargo wants to sell me another car. So
they may want to buy it. You don't know.
Oh yeah, no, they gave me a beautiful offer of $3.44. It was great.
That's like Wilson's bets last week. All right, Wilson, you.
Hey, whoa, that's way. Whoa.
Yes. I think that goes to you on bet number 2, Wilson.
Oh no, he had his.
No, I had my bet too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's Jason. You didn't have yours.
Yeah, exactly. Quit trying to skip me, man, and try to steal my parlay move, but I'm not having it. It's not a parlay party today. It's more of a parlay gathering. It's just one parlay. Okay. But this is what we're doing for a second down bet. I love plus bets that end up plus bets that are just slam freaking dunks. So I get the Seahawks plus 5.5 points. So you get that right there. And that is minus 760. And Geno Smith to throw over 200 yards. That's minus 525. And somehow through the magic of DraftKings, that works out to plus 132.
Nice. Okay. So Seattle getting 5.5. Geno over 200 yards through the air, plus 132. And by the way, I could actually, tell you, Wilson, this time that he's not doing this some sort of abacus. He has an iPad. He's got a bet slip from DraftKings open, so he's not just doing this on a napkin and coming up with math. He's doing it through the app, so we can confirm that these are not made up bets in the ether. They're real bets he could place. So again, 5.5 for Seattle on just points. Geno plus over 200 yards, plus 132, pretty healthy. Wilson, and you like that little combo?
I'm gonna have to start working that magic myself.
No, this is my move. You can't have it.
I robbed it this week. I was like, "Ooh, parlays!" Yeah. Who would have thought? on a betting show.
Yeah, easy peasy parlays.
Yeah, what a concept. What a concept.
Yeah. What a concept. All right, awesome. I think so. That is back to me for bet 3. I believe it goes back to me at the top. I think that makes sense. Okay, gonna do it anyway. All right, I went with another parlay here, and I'll start at the finish. This gets me to plus 280. Not quite a Wilson 300. Bottom line is I'm just not as bold as a what are you, a 21-year-old? I know this. A 21-year-old who resides in Princeton. I'm just not as bold. But 280 for me, pretty bold. I'll compile it this way. I got JSN over 30 receiving yards, so 30 or more receiving yards. So I'm on your wave there so far, Wilson. I got Lockett with over 50 receiving yards, and I got Geno to rush the ball for 10 yards or more. So it's just like, do I think the Seahawks offense will be, at least decent? I think the JSN one might be the most risky, if you want to put it that way. But I expect us to have at least a pretty good offensive day. I think the Panthers are a good defense. I'm not expecting 30 points, but I think we'll move the ball. So that gets me to plus 280. I like those odds for 3 things I think ought to happen. So, Adam, what do you think, dude?
The only thing that I wonder about with that is oftentimes with the Seahawks offense, if DK has a big day one week, then the next week, then it's Tyler, and then vice versa. And now with JSN, I have a feeling that that's going to kind of rotate through 3 dudes. So the idea that Tyler gets over 50 yards, like that seems like the more risky one to me with Tyler's big, beautiful day in Detroit last weekend. So that'd be the only hesitation that I have. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's a lot of moving parts, dude. A 3-part parlay. Man, you're going overboard, dude. You catfish and simmer down. All right. You're out of control.
Well, I will say, though, Lockett might have had the 2 touchdowns, but he only had 59 yards last week. So it wasn't like.
And every clutch catch along the way.
No. But I'm saying from a yardage perspective, it wasn't like he had 120 yards last week. And he had.
Wait. So now you're arguing that he didn't have very many yards, and that's why he's going to get 50+ yards this week?
I'm just saying that you're like.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep up.
Well, okay. It might not be a lot. I'm like, well, it wasn't really last week with 59 yards is my point.
Okay.
So all right. DK led the team in receiving yards last week.
That's true.
Or maybe Fant did. Either way, it's the tight ends kick some butt. All right. That would bring us now back to Adam. Back to the tops. Adam, what you got?
Oh. Okay, sticking with receiving yards in a bugaboo of the Seahawks, which is covering freaking tight ends. If it's going to be Andy Dalton, he is a smart veteran quarterback. He's probably not going to push the ball down the field much, but he will take all day easy throws to tight ends. And Hayden Hurst is a heck of a tight end. He's been great his whole career, in my humble opinion. Other people might think otherwise. I know he kind of disappeared a little bit once he left Atlanta there for a minute, or Baltimore there for a minute. But Hayden Hurst, alternate receiving yards, 50+, plus 250. Again, not quite as ballsy as the Wilson 300, but I feel like, if I'm going to bet against the Seahawks, betting on tight end reception yards, that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I took La Porta last week, and that hit for me pretty easily. I like the logic. 50 is.
It's healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy, but you're being paid healthy, right? So I get that. All right, Wilson, you got your 3rd down bet, but straight up, do you think that Hayden Hurst, double H2, does he get to 5-0?
I don't really think so. I think that's a pretty big number, especially considering I don't see the Panthers getting a ton of throwing volume really going on offense. Maybe if he's like the main guy and pretty much the only guy Dalton can get it to. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little high. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, Vegas agrees, hence the 250. But all right, you got your 3rd down. What you got, dude?
That being said, don't take any of my gambling advice because I've been absolutely terrible this year. So Wilson 300 is week 3. 3rd time's got to be the charm here.
Sure.
And I'm basically taking the same bet that I took last week for my 3rd down bet, which is the opponent is going to get a field goal attempt on their first drive. For the Panthers, that's 360. I think we're probably going to give up something like 9 or 12 points to the Panthers. I don't think they're going to score a touchdown, to be honest, but I see them being able to move between the 20s, fairly easily. We don't do great against veteran backups. I was actually disappointed to see Young out this week because I think Dalton's probably, the wiser player at this point.
So he's just flat out better.
Yeah, better.
He's going to be better throughout his entire career. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting take on Bryce Young's career.
Dude, he's not good. He's not good. He's a backup level quarterback at best. That's what he is.
Well, he's backing up this week to Andy Dalton, who I don't anticipate will have that much trouble moving between the 20s.
That's
it's 360. It's 360. I need something.
Yeah.
I just need something.
It's some juice. They did kick 3 field goals last week. I don't know if it was their first drive or not. I think it actually
they did kick a lot last week. That's true.
Yeah, so I know they were down 29 late, scored a garbage time touchdown. But the Panthers did hang on because the Saints scored a pretty late fourth quarter touchdown themselves. So up until that point, it was like 13-9.
Horrible game of football,
almost unwatchable. It was gross. It was disgusting. So, one of the things that people have been like touting the Panthers D so far is that they're really like, it's been a very good defense. Yes, I think they have 8 sacks. That's commendable. That's legit. The Falcons and the Saints are not the Seahawks offensively. They're just not.
Congrats. You stopped Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, and Ritter's
and a rookie QB in his second game.
That was bad quarterback play that game.
Other way around. But Derek Carr is going to be a rookie QB in his second game.
Well, the thing with the Carr piece, I want to leap on that for a second, is like people are like, well, Carr was really hassled all game. There was pressure. I get that. But to me, I watched the game. First of all, they run a ton of just like outs to Michael Thomas, just gross like play. And then the stuff that was deeper down the sidelines, he was also inaccurate. He wasn't near that. So, besides Olave saving his ass with a great catch on one,
right?
Gino, he was not with his accuracy. So that'll be interesting. All right. So hey, if we hold them to a field goal and that's just their first drive, it's not the first drive of the game, you'll have plus 360. We'll be looking at each other in the stands and we'll text you on that one. All right. So I think Adam, if you give your third down bet, we're to the Fail Marys. Fail Mary 1. The $1 bet must be plus 1,200 or more. The Sunday rubber for Randy Horner in the Discord. Adam, what you got for your Sunday scratcher?
All right, let's keep on the JSN train. So JSN first TD scorer in the game, plus 1,300. And, I just think that it's about time for him to freaking score. Like it feels right. And why not be the first one? Plus, it's hard to find things over plus 1,200. So there we go.
It can be for sure. All right, Wilson, over to your Sunday scratcher, the Fail Mary. What do you got?
Well, great minds think alike. I'm going in the same direction, Adam. JSN, first TD. I've been betting on him so far, and it's not going to work out. But you got to think of the old better saying here. You can lose 100% of your money, but you can win way more than 100%. So I'm sure.
I'll be happy when that one hits because I'll be in the stands and I'll be like, all right, they canceled each other out in some way, and I'll leapfrog you. And here's how. Later in the game, a bet that I like a smidgen more, and I have a little logic, even though it's a $1 bet, is Colby Parkinson anytime touchdown plus 1,400. The reason I like it is I'm not sure Uncle Will plays this game. Uncle Will's banged up. Don't know the latest, greatest. We're recording this on Friday morning. I know that Uncle Will was, he's been on the injury report this week, coming out of last week. So even if he's in, is he a little bit more diminutive than usual for Uncle Will's status? We're still going to get the ball at tight ends. Colby's a big target in the red zone. I think it's time that the big guy, 6'8" guy, gets his first touchdown of the season for plus 1,400. So you guys can share your plus 13, and I'll one-up you, by a century mark with Colby for the Fail Mary. All right, that brings us through all our bets for the week. We will not have a chance to talk about who bet what in the Discord this week. Apologies, but as you can tell, I'm on location. We're doing this Friday morning. We're heading up to Glacier today in Montana, then driving to a lake house, then driving to Seattle tomorrow morning. And we hope to see a bunch of the flockers tomorrow. What's the place called? Eli Bay. It was a brewery. Eli Bay.
Sure. Eli Brewing, I think is what it was called. It's in Burien.
Yeah.
Burien? Well, however you say the town's name.
It's in Burien.
Yeah, out by SeaTac, kind of. And it'll be awesome. If you have any questions, just email at What is the email? Seahawks
Seahawks
whatever the hell the email is. Good luck. Figure it out. Seahawkerspodcast@gmail.com. There it is.
Sometimes we need Brandon here.
No, this is why Brandon's daddy. Like, yeah, we can't do this. I can't believe he lets us do this unsupervised, but he'll be there for us at the brewery to keep us under control, and hope to see you guys all there. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it.
All right, and with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Holy crap, we did it again. 2 weeks in a row.
3 weeks in a row.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Peace.